The item number 2, this is the issue regarding the CRA TIF payments from the Escambia Children's Trust. Our recommendation is here before you, A, B, and C. There was additional backup provided that came in late yesterday afternoon from the Children's Trust Executive Director asking that the county waive or vote to waive the CRA TIF payments. I would recommend that if the board is inclined to vote for A, B, and C, that's in the recommendation here, that you also make a motion to reject the request for the waiver from the Children's Trust, or the board, of course, can use its discretion to vote in favor of the waiver, in which case you would not be going along with A, B, and C.
Madam Counsel, do we have to take action on their request? I don't see why we have to, I don't see why we would have to act on that. And forgive me for not asking you that
You don't
earlier.
you don't have to take action on their request.
Yeah.
We can proceed with A, B, and C. I see that they,
mean,
it
people
looks like they have representation
Well,
here.
that's, and they both signed up to speak. I mean, I would say allow them to speak and we take action. We don't have to respond to someone else's request. First speaker is Lindsay Cannon. I think by taking A, B, and C, we're affirming that the board expects to be paid. Hi, good morning.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, I'm a loud talker anyway, so I apologize. I'm less than 45 days in, so we're learning on the fly. We had a wonderful workshop last night discussing data concerning our community that affects all of your districts. I think that we have great representation of the commissioners on our board as well. So challenges and supports and funding that you need in your areas, I want us to encourage us to have open conversation about that. I need to know. As someone that was a nonprofit executive director in this community and working in a lot of our really impoverished areas, I know the importance and the impactfulness of this money. So we ask you just to delay any decision related to this action item until we can formally address the exemption request.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Meredith Bush. Good morning.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Meredith Bush, 125 East Intendencia. I represent the trust and assisted in preparing the letter sent late yesterday. So statutorily, the board does have to take action on our request, although not today, but the statute requires that when an exemption request is filed, that a public hearing is held on that request to address the matters outlined in the exemption request. Because we just received the notice on Friday and provided our exemption request yesterday, we would simply ask that you delay action on item A, B, and C until such time as you've held the public hearing required on the exemption request. The statute requires that the programs within the CRA, that there be specific projects that benefit the purpose of the special district that you're taking the TIF funds from. And we've been through all of your redevelopment plans. Only the cantonment plan contains any projects or programs related to children. That may be one that we could agree to pay now. However, on the others, there's case law that's clear that a special district is not required to pay TIF funds when the redevelopment district does not benefit the purpose of that special district. The purpose of the special district of the Children's Trust is the provision of services for children. Currently, your plans do not contain the provision of services for children. So we would just ask that you take this into consideration, that we could avoid any further action by the trust on this, and hold a hearing on the exemption request as required by statute.
Thank you. Our board, we do have another speaker, Larry Downs, Jr.
Larry Downs Jr., just point out another obvious government overreach. I was against forming this from the beginning. And there's a lot of people who make a lot of money, and a lot of money off of these type of boards and, government overreach. I just, I think in general, every time that you have people on the payroll, there's going to be problems. So the less people, the less problems. The less government agencies, the less boards, the TDC board, this one here, Children's Trust Fund, the less of these things, the better. It just seems like a no-brainer. So anyways, do what you got to do. I know you will. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you. All right. Madam Council, okay, so I didn't necessarily understand that, so,
And yeah, I wanted that point of clarification
So
too.
what I would recommend, they've provided quite a bit of information, including some audit information. I am 100% comfortable that you can proceed with A, B, and C.
Okay.
And if it does appear, if that's what you wish to do, and if it does appear after digesting their information that we are obligated to schedule a public hearing to consider this, then we'll certainly get that scheduled and bring it back to you all.
okay. All right.
Steve,
Yes, sir.
I mean, I see what's the, is there somebody from CRA that's here? I mean, I don't know what Clary is. Is there someone from, I mean, and certainly, full disclosure, I serve on the Children's Trust Board. And was there when, I think, doing an interview when Walker Wilson, I think, brought this forward in his interview. So it's of concern to me, but more concern, Steve, if we have a CRA plan, particularly in Brownsville and Inglewood, that's saying it's not addressing, and I mean, it's hard for me to conceive that the only CRA that has a youth component is Cantonment. I mean, that would be tough. I mean, I would love to get clarification on that. I mean, that's probably, has nothing to do with A, B, and C, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's fundamentally a problem. I mean, if we're saying that it's only one CRA that's addressing delinquency, when we know where the 32501, 32503, we know where the delinquency and the crime is, and if that's not written into the plan, that's not good for whoever's writing the plan. That's very disappointing.
I entertain a motion for A, B, and C.
Mr. Chairman, if I
Yeah,
can make a
Mike,
comment?
sure.
I'm sorry. I agree with that, and I just want to say something. Children's stuff in this, I look at playgrounds and community centers and all the things that, Lexington Terrace is a great example of a blighted park that is in a poor community. Right, and same with Brownsville, and I've got 3 of those. And Parks and Recs is doing the best to do some of that, but it'd be nice to have some of this money that would help with the environmental focus of these areas. From what I understand, talking to Madam Attorney, this was an oversight we should have had previously and was neglected, right? We're in complete right to have this, get these funds from the Child's Trust Fund, right? So I thought. So you made the motion, Lumen, for A, B, and C? Did they? Okay. I'll make a motion to approve A, B, and C.
All right. Is there a second?
I'll second it, but I still have some questions.
Sure. Yeah, and I don't think those, I mean, clearly, nobody stood up in the audience, so I don't think those questions are going to be answered today, but
No,
I don't
you're
know
right.
that they address A, B, and C either, but. all
Yeah,
right.
no merit to the well, I mean, this is the first I've heard that, and so, I mean, well, we'll figure it out.
All right, please vote. A, B, and C of the county attorney's report passes 3-0. Madam Attorney?
That's all I have.